Internet Reloaded Boston in 2017. I'm Christina from we.CONECT, and I'm really happy to be with Ken Barnett from Disney Consumer Products.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Welcome to the conference. And as a start, do you mind just briefly introducing yourself and give us a few insights into your professional background?
I've been at Disney for 15 years, and I'm still doing kind of what I started doing, which is designing websites for Disney. I designed several different websites for Disney, but my largest website is our intranet. So it serves about 6,000 people, mostly in North America. Yeah.
And you'll be leading a Challenge Your Peers session this afternoon. Tell us about the individual challenge you brought to the conference and also the expectations you have towards delegates.
Sure. So the Challenge Your Peers section, the session is really about working with disparate teams and the challenges that you face when you're in different time zones and different locations, and how do you keep those teams engaged? How do you track their production and making sure that they're working efficiently, but also really about just working together as one team that's unified. So that's really the challenge that I pose to them is, both what tools are you using to encourage collaboration, engagement, and then what are you doing outside of tools just with communication to make sure that your project is moving smoothly and you're working through the problems that you're faced with being separated.
Okay. And do you have any specific expectations for the delegates? Do you think there might be like a specific issue that might come up, or do you expect specific solutions? Or
really interested to see the different tools that people use to engage with their teams, and just really hoping for a lot of engagement. I've talked to a lot of people here, and it's really been great discussion. So I'm hoping for a really great discussion and really helping each other problem solve the challenges that we face.
What internet platform are you actually using at the moment, and how satisfied are you with it?
So we're on SharePoint 2013. It's on-prem, and it's pretty customized. So the challenges that we face right now are moving into a more advanced platform that is more mobile friendly and is more social. Those are really our two big pain points. So I think as far as how the intranet is structured and how it functions, it works really well, but it's starting to feel a little bit aged. So we have a lot of millennials and people that are coming in and expecting a little bit more advanced internet than what we have, and so we can't rest on our laurels. We have to keep working and contributing and finding solutions that fit those needs.
Yeah, I totally understand that. And you mentioned earlier the social internet. What does that actually mean to you, and how is it implemented at Disney?
Yeah, it's interesting at Disney. We are really careful about trying to clarify between corporate information, and this is what the company is saying, versus what employees are sharing. And I think on different platforms that can become a little bit convoluted. And so what we've done to date is we actually have two separate intranets. We have kind of our corporate intranet that shares company information, and you can comment and that kind of thing on there, but then we have a separate, more social intranet, which all employees can have their own blogs, and they can have much more collaboration. They can set up groups and things like that. So it's separate, and it's beneficial in a lot of ways, but it's also problematic in a lot of ways, right? I mean, you don't really want people going to two different places. I would love to have a solution that is a single solution, but when you're dealing with a company like Disney that has, I think 170,000 employees worldwide, and there's very different teams, the social intranet is for everybody. So that works really great. And then the corporate intranet is, at least for my division, consumer products, is just about consumer products. So again, it's the reason it's structured that way is because with a social intranet, you want to engage the knowledge of the entire company, but with corporate information, it's kind of restricted.
Yeah.
I still think it could be better than it is, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
And how do those two solutions work? How do you measure their success? Do you have any adoption rates that you're tracking, or?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
differences?
we do focus on analytics. I wish that we spent a little bit more time on it, because I think we're always looking at, you know, what do we need to do next, rather than looking back and saying, how did we do? So we could probably do that a little bit better, but we do look at metrics on both sites to see what the engagement is. And we also look at, you know, tools that employees are using, because that's kind of a shifting field. You know, 2 years ago we didn't have anybody on Slack, and now we have a lot of people on Slack, and so our communications are kind of shifting that way. And you know, different groups, you know, might use Yammer heavily, and others might not use it at all. And so, you know, it's part of it is seeing what the community is doing, and then part of it is trying to maybe push certain aspects that we think would be, you know, beneficial. So, yeah, we're still kind of doing a lot of analysis there.
And one last question from my side, because I find it really interesting. You got two internets, one the social internet, one the more corporate internet, and you said earlier that there's definitely room for improvement. Do you have any projects in place already? Do you have any specific ideas? Are there any future plans? Can you share them with us? That too?
Yeah, you know, we're really at kind of a tipping point, because our intranet was built kind of during 2002, launched in 2012, launched in 2013, and so now 2017, we really haven't improved it very much, and we need to decide, are we going to invest more in the platform that we have and try to make it mobile friendly, and try to kind of maintain that infrastructure, or do we want to just say that was good for then, and now we need to do something new? So we're right at that decision point. We're looking at different vendors, different technologies, and trying to figure out where we should go.
That sounds definitely interesting.
So,
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for your time to participate in the interview.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.